you for coming to the last Senate meeting. Thank you for all the work you've done this whole year. I know it's been a lot recently with everything winding up to finals and you also having to multitask with SGA. We do have alumni here. We'll just go around, so you'll say your name, what year you graduated, and what you studied here, and what you're currently doing now. We'll just go around with the mic.
So we'll start off with this table right here. We'll get you a mic.
Hi, my name is George Nguyen. I graduated. How many of you are graduating this year? Let's just say I'm going to be in the same graduation ceremony with y'all this year, except I'll be wearing a gold garment. So 50 years ago, I graduated as a computer science. And now I serve as vice chair of the Alumni Board. So looking forward to working with you. And now,
Hi, my name is Louis Hershey. I'm from the class of 1982. I majored at double year at Georgia Tech for a master's in double. And the past few months, I just returned back to the United States from over 20 years in South Africa. And so my wife and I are enjoying what started out a 3-month vacation now has become a 1-year vacation to get me into my hometown, Chicago. Nice to be here.
Hi, I am Anna Bayron. I am not an alumnus of Illinois Tech, but I do work here in the Office of Advancement. I'm the Senior Director of Constituent Engagement, so my team, we are in charge of engagement opportunities for students and alumni to connect. We run an online platform that I'll talk a little bit about later. We take part in homecoming, alumni awards, and annual giving programs. So we help with fundraising for scholarships and programs on campus.
Hello everybody, my name is Abhishek. I graduated in 2010 with a bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering. From there, I have basic knowledge on Chicago area, as stated. And right now, I'm working remote as a R&D manager. That's how I can work remote and travel to where I go.
Hello, I'm Bob Holt, and I graduated in 1970. That was a result of spending 2 years in chemistry, and then deciding that, if I was going to graduate, I needed to switch to business. So, my degree is in business. I currently chair the Alumni Association, and I'm on the executive committee of the Board of Trustees.
Hi everyone, my name is T. Akivelli, class of 2015. I studied political science, and at the moment I'm a captain in the U.S. Army Reserve. I do civil affairs. And I'm also an alumni board, so I'm here with, I can see some colleagues here, and I'm happy to serve with them. And my desire, my hope is to have you guys, when you graduate, to also transition to the board to help us and to improve engagement, to bring new ideas and things like that. So thanks for talking. Thank you very much.
And if there's any other alumni that we haven't worked on to, can you please raise your hand? Perfect, thank you.
Alright, so let's get started. Call to order, same thing, if you guys want to stand. We, the students that Alumni Institute of Technology, reaffirm our responsibility to loyally represent the student body and effectively improve the quality of campus life. no new business, so we're going to be going right into our executive reports, starting off with our president.
So as you all have seen in your emails and also in the Sunday group chat, I've sent the finance board report in advance, just so in case you have any questions. This semester we had 123 organizations ask for funding and they got it. And also a couple of appeals, of which on Friday we're going to be doing the hearings. Also just to summarize, during the summer, we're going to also open up the training for finance board advisors for any organization leaders or students wanting to see how we are training their advisors. Just to spectate while they won't be speaking at the meeting, they'll just be there to see how the allocation process looks like.
Awesome. Okay. So a couple of things on my end. After our last time meeting for some of the resolutions that Academic Affairs has written, we have been in contact with the Dean of Students and still waiting to hear back. We want to make sure that all our students on campus are heard. More specifically, our Academic Affairs, which is the entire campus, specifically our add and drop period and our course curriculum catalog. So we're just trying to see, what more we could do in order to get that done effectively. Going forward, I'm going to ask our Chief of Staff, Charlie, to talk a little bit about Nodal ID final steps.
Hello everyone. So I'm sure everyone has seen all of the posters, all of the action, all of the survey results. We've recently, as of last month, put up the mobile ID survey for all students to take, polling their interest in officially adding student IDs to students' phones via Apple Wallet and Google Wallet. This has been probably the biggest initiative that we've worked on in a long time. We've reconnected with several layers of administration in order to make this happen. And I'm pleased to report to you all that I'm in discussions with Malik, who is our Vice President for Student Affairs, and we are actively working with the administration, who has let us know that they are going to be pursuing a contract.
Another thing to add on, so we do have Ashley here. She's going to walk us through Alumni Connect and how that can help us just connect students with alumni.
I will be very brief. If you haven't already registered and activated your profile on Illinois Tech Connect, please do so. You can access the website by going to illinoistechconnect.iit.edu. That is our new online student alumni engagement platform. So if you are looking to connect with an alum, whether that's for mentorship, just networking, you're traveling somewhere and just want to see if there's alumni in the area, the platform has lots of self-service tools that you can use to gain access to alumni. On the directory, you can search by all types of different filters, whether that's major, location, job industry, or like I said, if you're traveling and want to see if there's any alumni in the area, you can send them a message directly through the platform. It also houses spaces, which is our community groups. We currently have a space set up for all of the colleges and some affinity groups. So if you're interested in creating a new affinity group on the platform, we can do that for you as well, where we can easily filter and add in alumni that may be part of that affinity group and like an organization that you're currently a part of, so that you have a discussion board area to connect with them. It also houses our, what we call a build your own network mentorship program. So there are thousands of alumni who have already raised their hand and saying that they want to mentor students. And it's less formal than the career services version of the mentorship program. So if you're looking for someone to just make a quick connection, maybe review your resume, ask some questions about the industry, like there are alumni that have raised their hands, said they'd like to mentor. You can sign up for the Build Your Own Network mentorship program, search for an alum, send them a request on why you'd like to connect, and then they will respond right back to you. Again, the website for that is illinoistechconnect.iit.edu. Please go ahead and activate your profile whenever you get a chance and start making connections with our alumni. They'd love to chat with you. Thanks.
I'll be sending an email and a Teams chat with that link so you guys can get registered. Up next, so we have our Chief Justice report. So as part of the Judicial Board, I'm not a part of it, but I'll just speak on behalf of Jaime, our Chief Justice. Appeal submissions are being reviewed at the moment. So when an organization appeals their budget, they go through our Judicial Board and go through hearings in order to get that process. And then you can see our next point, hearings will be done by the end of the week. So, if you're an organization, you have an appeal, hopefully you guys have had communication with our Judicial Board, and that will get done by the end of the week. Moving right along, we'll go straight into our VP of Engagement.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to see familiar faces and some. If you're back to IT, welcome back to IT. Just to give a small introduction to myself, my name is Harold. I'm the current Vice President of Engagement. And this is the rundown of what's been happening recently. We're working on finalizing our So Good collaboration. So Good is a local Chicago Asian fusion burger spot, which with my excellent team, as we reached out to them and we secured a collaboration for the final week of April, where IT students with the student ID can show up and have a selection of free chicken burgers, and there's also some vegetarian options as well. So we're really looking forward to collaborating with the local business. Secondly, we are, as many students know, SGA is in collaboration with WIT and Union Board for the upcoming spring concerts. We will be collaborating with them for the spring concert and marketing next week through reels and anything. So if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to reach out to our committee. And finally, for social media report of the year, it is a great honor for me to announce that since taking over in January, we've reached our goal of surpassing 100K views across all our social media content that we've created. So can we please have a round? With this on Instagram, you see we have reached over 20K, 22K accounts reached across. Many of them are not our followers, but that's still okay. And these are some of the reels that we've really received many views on. Our collaboration here with the hackathon, our spring concert, and here on the left all the way here you can see our followers and the growth of our followers. But while we have had some unfollowers, we have had more growth, and that's really nice to see. And just to make you guys excited for So Good collaboration, here's a quick rundown of the So Good menu. Feel free to scan the QR code to check out the full menu. But we're very, very excited for this collaboration to happen, and we look forward to making more collaborations like this happen in the future. Thank you.
I just want to say that Harold and his team have been working nonstop this entire semester, getting SGA out there for the entire university with these partnerships, reels, our unified presence on posters. So just want to give one more round of applause to the engagement committee. Up next, we have the VP of Academic Affairs.
Good evening, everyone. So, the Academic Affairs Committee is reaching the end of the semester. We're finishing things up, so we're still in communication with the university on the last set of meetings resolutions with the curriculum catalog inconsistencies and the adjunct deadline. which have received a lot of support from you guys, so thank you so much for that. We're also potentially partnering with Elevate because that somewhat ties into what we can provide to students for them to succeed. And they just want student feedback for that, so I think we can provide that really well. And then we also want to reach out to the human and social science departments on the recent changes with the renumbering courses to see what's really happening in there and if it's in the student's best interest. Thank you.
Next, VP of Research Affairs.
Good evening, everybody. So next Thursday, we'll be having our third annual Spring Research Banquet. It'll take place on Thursday, April 23rd from 5 to 9 p.m. in Herman Hall. It'll be a really fun event. It'll feature some guest speakers, a student poster presentation session, really good catering, and just a fun night to connect with students and staff alike. And if you'd like to attend, there's the RSVP form, or you can just find it in our Instagram bio. Thank you.
And up next, our VP of Student Life.
Good evening, everyone, students, faculty, and alumni. My name is Padma Amer. I'm your Vice President of Student Life. Now, for the past several weeks, the senators and I were interviewing a record-breaking of 20 clubs, which shows just how involved and how much we've reached the student body of IIT. Today, we're going to be wrapping up voting for those clubs with 2 more. Now, I know the slide says talents and terminals, but there was a typo. We'll be starting with the Scarlet Security Labs Club. The purpose of the Scarlet Security Labs Club is to provide a structured learning environment that bridges theoretical classroom instruction, hands-on activities through workshops, competitions, and networking. We believe this club can provide another platform for all students to learn and lay a foundation for developing beginner and advanced cybersecurity skills. I fully support voting in the Scarlet Security Club. Thank you. Next, we have the Structural Engineers Association of Illinois Student Chapter at IIT. The purpose of this club is to build a strong pipeline between IIT and the structural engineering industry. Graduates are prepared to be more confident when they enter the workforce. The program aims to raise the standard of practical knowledge and professionalism among students. Over time, its goal is to strengthen IIT's reputation in structural engineering and create lasting relationships with firms and industry leaders. Because of its tangible short-term and long-term benefits, I fully support passing this club. Thank you.
So as usual, whenever we have organizations that we are approving, there's going to be a 7-minute open floor of you guys just talking amongst yourselves as the senators about these organizations, whether you guys want to approve them or not. After that, we're going to have statements from any senator who would like to make about these organizations, and then we'll go right into voting. So 7 minutes.
What do you think?
You guys can grab your seats, we're gonna get started with the voting. Thank you. So, like, every approval of organization, I'm now gonna ask the Senate if any senator would like to address the matter of approving these organizations, if there's any comments and or concerns. Okay, Syed, there's a mic right there. If you want to grab it, and you can talk 2 minutes, and then Syed gets one follow-up, or whoever asks a question to Syed, that person gets one follow-up, okay?
2 minutes.
Two things regarding both of the clubs. For the first, the Scarlet Security Lab. So we already have a cybersecurity club on campus. They both dislike each other, not dislike, but their different goals are like, first one, the Cyberbox is more advanced, and Scarlet Security Labs one is like to be beginners for freshmen and anything. But I believe if they talk with Cyberbox and make it like tone it down, have different sections, both of them can, you know, save space for a different club, and like we can manage both of them. And for the second one, the chapter one, I believe, so they're mainly focused on structural engineering. We have a lot of chapters for engineering in general. If you approve structure at the moment, next year there's gonna be a mechanical chapter coming in, aerospace. Every engineering is gonna bring one, which is just gonna decrease number, and it's gonna be so specific. So I think we shouldn't like approve. My opinion is.
What was that last part?
I don't think we should approve any of the clubs.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Alright. Luis, there's a mic right behind you to grab that. Thank you, sir.
Hi everyone. I'm gonna echo what I said on the first one. Just because I was just looking at P112 and there's ACM, there's prototypes, and I know they don't exactly do the same thing. However, I don't quite understand why a wing of that could not be housed, you know, cybersecurity and such, and like that mentioned, is already approved. The money that comes from SAF is for everybody. Any student has the right to go into a club and be like, hey, I want to be involved. What can I do? Now, if that's not happening, that's a different conversation. That is not relevant here. So I would say, urge everybody to vote no on that one. And then for the second one, I would say yes, because these type of organizations connect students with the workforce and professionals, and learning about the different things. I understand that there's different organizations like aerospace, mechanical, and such. However, once you get into the work field, you'll realize that there's very many niche type of engineering and type of jobs, and sometimes you just kind of have to.
Sorry.
You just kind of have to get in there and connect. So I would say, for the sake of the students and the professional development, that we vote yes on the second one. Thank you.
And then last call for any senator wanting to address the Senate. Fantastic. We're going to go straight into voting. There's going to be 2 minutes for voting. There's 25 senators in here, or voting members, so I should see 25 on my end. So let's get those votes in. 2 minutes.
Three more votes. Get those votes in.
I think I need to sign it. They're gonna be like, yo, who's the last one? That might be me. They'll be like,
Alright, two more votes. There's 22 right now. We have 25 voting members in here. Two more votes. Alright, voting has concluded. The results will be announced tomorrow or Monday at the latest. Now we're gonna have Bob come up, the chair of the Alumni Association. He just wants to speak to you guys. So Bob, give it up.
I couldn't pass up an opportunity to speak from this podium, which I have done many a time with the Alumni Association. 2 years ago, the Alumni Association had a retreat where we wanted to set our strategic plan. And at that retreat, I learned that students were not aware that there was an Alumni Association. And so at that point, we embarked on a plan to increase that awareness and to begin to make better connections with our students. And so with the help of George Mouey and several others on the alumni board, we have been reaching out. And so I would hope that going forward, we can have more people attend the SGA meetings. Now, I'd like to do a little survey, and that is, how many of you were aware that there is an alumni association? Okay, less than half. We need your help to spread the word that we are out here, and that the purpose of the Alumni Association is to help keep our alumni engaged with the university. As I have been heard to say many times, you as students are alumni in training. Soon, some of you will now be alumni. And it's imperative that we stay in touch with you and to make sure that we can help with your careers. We can use your help in making sure that we make the university better. The second part of my survey is, how many of you are aware of the Board of Trustees? Okay, a few more. The purpose of the Board of Trustees is like that of the Board of Directors of a publicly owned company. That is to oversee the governance of the university. The Board of Trustees has one employee, and that is President Raj. Everything else is up to him to manage. However, it is the Board of Trustees that provides Raj and senior leadership with guidance on how we feel that the university should be governed. As you're aware, we're going through tough times now. And I want you to know that the Board of Trustees is very actively engaged in that to make sure that we have a viable university that serves the students. The university is here for one purpose, and that is to educate students. Without that purpose, the university has no need to exist. I encourage you, as leaders of the university, to continue to lead as you have been, but as you become alumni. That is a very critical element, and we need more young voices on our Alumni Association. This past year, we brought Chloe Rabinowitz, who is one of your past leaders, onto our alumni board itself. Again, to provide more recent voices and more ideas on how we can better serve the university. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, thank you.
In the same email with the Alumni Connect, I'll be sending some more resources about all the alumni and the board of trustees if you guys want to look into it. I highly encourage it. It's something about this university where, like Bob was talking about, they want student feedback, they want students to be a part of it. So just look out for that email or Teams chat. So Senator's report, we have Julian Loughney, if you want to grab one of those mics, and then you pull up the document real quick. And you'll have 7 minutes to talk and then questions after that. Give me 2 seconds, Julian. Whenever you're ready.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's really great to be out here with all the alumni. Those of you that know me probably know why I'm here. Those that don't, I'm Senator Julian Loughney. I'm here to propose a bill. The main idea is to block corporate interests and specifically AI corporation interests from our school. I can start from the beginning. Currently, the Illinois Institute of Technology allows any and all corporations and their representatives to set up at the school without restriction. We recently denied a company that was surrounding AI at our school, backed by a representative from the company. This is bad, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the senators that denied it. They can take our tuition dollars and they can spend it on private corporate interests to promote whatever agenda the shareholders feel is right. My proposed solution for this is, one, the insurance of uninfluenced operations. If the proposed club has any relation to any corporation or that corporation's product or intellectual property, every member of the proposed club's executive board is to be interviewed by a board, I assume it's going to be the executive board of the school. And it's to ensure that the corporation has in no way influenced the opinions of the club founders in any form of financial compensation or otherwise remuneration. This is to try and block a representative from the company being paid to come here to set up, shop. The second part, any clubs with a total identity surrounding a corporation or their product are outright not allowed. They have to prove that they are going to transform the product of the company into a way that will benefit the students' lives and a way that will help them learn how to use it as a tool rather than a cheat or a workaround from doing homework. After this whole process, if the interviewer deems that they meet the requirements, then they can push it forward for the Senate to vote on the club. Okay. That is the first part. Second part, description of the club's goals and outline for their funding. This is specifically for clubs surrounding AI. For clubs that focus on AI at their core, they need to come to this interview with a written description of how they plan to use the AI as a tool rather than just have it be about the AI. They also need to have a outlined document of how they want funding and what they are specifically going to use that funding for. I think one of the biggest parts about this is that these AI clubs, they are subject to midterm audits throughout the year, where this interview board is able to see exactly what they're spending money on, where the money is going, and to make sure that they're staying uninfluenced by the parent company or corporation. Thank you.
This bill is being presented in the hopes of getting a vote, not today, but for the future. Now, I will ask if any senator does have any questions for Julian regarding this bill. I would say that this is a draft, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If any senator would like to help edit it, revise it, please come to me. This is not set in stone kind of thing.
Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions at the moment? So, do you want to go up here with the mic? Thank you.
I think this is a great resolution, but can you go back to section A? So, it says about closed clubs. I know that existing clubs have some like company in it, like the Google Developers Student Club. How do you think about this, Ross?
So I was actually think that that's a good question. I was actually really thinking about that when I was drafting this, and I was really trying to figure out a way to balance on the line of not excluding previous clubs and trying to write it in a way that they can still exist. And from what I know about the Google Development Club is that one, they provide career pathways directly into Google. Two, they use AI specifically as a tool, showing students how to use it to further their studies and further their knowledge. I think they would obviously still be subject to this interview process if and when it gets implemented, because I think everybody should be, they should all get a fair process. I don't know a better word, but yeah.
That's good. I got it. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Julian. So I will be on the lookout again in your email with the results of the organizations today with a link for the voting process of this bill. Obviously, if you guys do want to help Julian amend it in any sort of way, feel free to reach out to him personally through Teams, email, and then just get that going. And then Julian, we're going to stay in contact communication in order, if you guys are drafting up the bill and you guys are still fixing it, we don't want to send out the voting form. Cool. So now we have our SGA spotlights announcements. So throughout the entire year, this is something that has been brought back through this administration, and what it is SGA Spotlight. If anyone involved in student government association sees that somebody has gone above and beyond in their duties, there's a form on 312 to fill out, and then we get as the executive board and review and approve it. Now, throughout the year, we have gotten quite a few members for the SGA Spotlight, and we just want to highlight them with a formal document signed by the president and myself. So they can put in their dorms or in their houses, that they have made significant contribution to student government association. So I will ask Yadeen to come up here, and then we will get started. So the way it's going to work for half of them, I'm going to be announcing them, and they're going to be talking a little bit about each senator, and then Yadeen's going to be given the award, and then after that we'll switch roles, vice versa. So first of all, we have 10. 10 has been a part of student government this past semester and has worked above and beyond in collaboration with student government and all of our different committees. So thank you, 10 guests, I really appreciate it.
school, really fun, really nice, and just like awesome for everybody. But this is also really nice. I'm very thankful for everybody on your board, everybody on SGA, and just honestly, everybody at the school. Honestly, just like, it really feels like family. I feel like at IIT, the IIT community just like really just feels like home. And I'm always thankful. And if you can live an appreciative life, you're living a happy life. That's what I'll say.
Up next, we have Nikuj. Now, Nikuj has also been a part of our engagement team and has been persistent in every single thing that he hears from his constituents. Has asked us a bunch of questions that we don't even know the answers to, and we contact the administration after that. So, for Nikuj's persistent, I give him the SGA spotlight. Senator Bobo. Now, Bobo is one of our newer members here in student government. He started out as this semester, but he has already achieved so much, again, through the Committee of Engagement under Harold Ho's advisement. So thank you, Bobo, for your contributions.
That's my vice chair!
And then up next we have Abdil. Now, Abdil has been with us the entire semester, and I always see him at the College of Architecture because he's an RD, always asking students, about their concerns, what they want to see change in student government. So for his outreach of student engagement, we honor you with the SGA spotlight.
So next up, Syed. He is our Hawkeye of DEI currently, but before that he helped a lot in engagement and helped push it what it is now. And he has continued to help us even through 1 a.m. He was still helping out SGA even though we told him to go to sleep. So I'd just like to say thank you and congratulations, Syed. So next up we have Charlie. So he is probably the member who has joined the earliest in their career. He joined us before he even started his classes. He just came up to me in the summer saying, I want to be a part of SGA, what do you guys do? And then right away he became our executive assistant. And he's helped really push further SGA and even took up with training the Hawkeyes we have. He took up Syed and Harold to train them, and Harold is now the Vice President of Engagement, and that's a lot of thanks to Charlie. And he continues to help us out a lot through SGA. I know there's this one time we stayed awake 48 hours just working on one thing to present to the Dean of Students. Congratulations, Charlie. Thank you for all your work.
Two very brief things. One, it's been my distinct honor and privilege of all also to serve as your executive assistant and chief of staff. And second of all, if I've learned anything at all this year, it's above all else, no matter what happens, keep doing good.
Like to show Finance Board some love for the countless hours they've been putting in, the 11 hours we sat in the conference room just getting through the 123 budgets this semester and another 100 past semester. and just staying up until 9 p.m. just looking at an Excel sheet. I really appreciate you guys. So I'd like to thank Ashley. She has consistently gone to me to ask questions and making sure that all procedures are followed correctly, and even going above and beyond asking if we need additional help. Thank you. Last but not least, the next student has been a part of SGA for all 4 years of his time at Illinois Tech, and even after completing his terms, he continues to show up through mentorship and support, from serving as a senator his first year to executive vice president during his sophomore and junior years, and then as administrative justice his senior year. He helped shape the judicial board into what it is today, and his impact has truly been felt in every corner of SGA. He is one of the most dedicated individuals to serving the student body that I've seen, not just in title, but in action. And even outside of SGA, he's always the first to step in to help, to support, and give his time without hesitation. That kind of commitment is rare and has set the standard for what leadership should look like. Because of him, our current board was able to step into our roles with a strong and steady foundation. His work didn't just stay within his term, but it continues to carry us forward. And now Derek Hill will be graduating in just a few weeks with his bachelor's and master's in mechanical and aerospace engineering. While he'll be greatly missed around campus, his impact will not leave with him. Derek, you're truly one of a kind. Thank you for being a leader, a mentor, a tutor, and honestly, this list could go on, but most importantly, thank you for being a friend. Now, please come up to receive your soul for your service as an executive board member, and as well as your award for being the most dedicated member of SGA.
Wow, so much emotion. Well, that's a wrap. Our last Senate meeting of the year. Hope to see you guys next year. I know a lot of you senators are going to be staying on and running for re-election, and some of you won't. I wish you the best at Illinois Tech. If you guys see any of the executive board here, we're always here to help you no matter what. Our office is usually always open whenever we're in there. And yeah.
Just because you didn't get the spotlight doesn't mean we're not thankful. Thank you all for your work that you put in SGA. Some of you have probably stayed up really long into the night just to help the student body, and just getting out there and outside of your class time and homework time to just go and help out students. By the way, you're still going to be a senator throughout the summer, so if the executive vice president chooses to do an emergency senate meeting, it'll be remote, but you'll be serving until the next elections. And thank you again for all your work. If you ever need support, you always have each other as a community to help better the student body, and also just being there to help one another.
Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Yeah. Do I have a second? Second. Meeting adjourned at 7:45.